Hey guys, how you going? It's your boy MKS here, back here with the third and ultimate part of my plans, I suppose, for March. I suppose you could say my plans for March. And I'm hoping to be as positive as possible in March, although I'm quite a pessimist, so I'm going to have to try and find ways to be positive. If you have any tips on that note, please let me know in the comment section. Sorry, as ever. I checked up and I suddenly realised that I forgot to change part two. I forgot to name part two, so I called it part one. So I did part one twice, but I edited it, but that was probably a bit of confusion. So sorry for that if it caused any confusion, but made a mistake there earlier. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and here goes. So these are pointers or ideas or thoughts or plans or whatever you want to call them, number 21 to 30. So hopefully they won't be too cringeworthy, and hopefully some people out there will enjoy them and find it interesting about listening to me waffling on about my plans. But here goes. So number 21, as the saying goes, 21 again. I hope to finish any unfinished business that I didn't do in February. So videos I wanted to make on Black History Month, for instance, and videos I just haven't made in the past, or things I haven't managed to achieve. I hope to, and that kind of thing. I hope to find ways to achieve them as soon as possible, really, and hopefully I can start doing so in March and look back and take notes on what I haven't achieved yet or what I haven't worked on. And also on that note, I hope to find ways to help me to remember things and get on with things and be motivated again and things like that, as I was possibly a little bit, at least in the past, before I lost possibly some of my motivation. I'm trying to get that back, which I have been doing a little bit. But anyway, if you have any tips on how to remember things better, how to improve memory, I know like writing lists or things like that could be some sort of thing. Maybe I could type up some lists and things like that. But I still somehow manage to forget things or delay things and procrastinate, and then by the time I come around to them, forget things, which is one of the reasons why I have insomnia, where I try and type things up or watch things or do things before I forget them, whereas perhaps I should just take a note of them and do them the next day so I can try and sleep earlier. On that note, I'd love to sleep a little bit earlier, like at 12 or half 12 or at night, like midnight or between midnight and 1 in the morning, rather than 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 or 5 on rare occasions, where I can't push myself to sleep and I watch too much rubbish on YouTube, which probably isn't really that great anyway. But yeah, sometimes I even sit there for ages to try and decide what to watch. So I hope to find ways to stop doing that kind of thing and just try and focus. And even if I am going to watch TV, at least have some sort of notes with me if I can. Which is why I get annoyed when people move my notebooks or things like that. I know I do have too many. There can't be too. There's no such thing as too many for me. But some people might say, "There you go, you've admitted to having too many." But I know there are too many for other people. But there's never enough for me. Or certainly never too many. It's like some people with money. They say it's not never too much. But another thing is, in part two, there was another thing I forgot. There's normally something. There's pretty much always something that I forget. But I was gonna show these black notebooks with black covers, which I wanted to go through, like how I write and or at least a bit of how I write and some of the patterns and things like, which I hope to talk about in the future, and how I like to write in different notebooks, like color coordinated notebooks, like black notebooks for black empowerment, brown notebooks for brown empowerment and things like that. I know a while back in the past I talked about that sort of stuff. But anyway, I think I covered point 21 in quite a lot of detail. So, but yeah, I forgot to do that in part two, and I wanted to go through some of those sorts of things. And again, in the future, hopefully, I'll talk about some of those, like my patterns and things like that, and lots of other videos I want to cover. Number 22. On that note, a lot of times I try and take on too much, so I'm a bit I'm trying to be positive, as I said before, but I am a bit anxious about trying to take on too much. Like, say, for instance, I think of on different days to try and do themes, different sort of things. Hi, Yolanda. Sorry for not replying to you quick. It's not too bad, I suppose, at the moment. But Yolanda asked, "Hello, Mike. How is things? How is everything?" Thanks for asking, Yolanda. Hope things are good with you. Anyway, I hope you had a good sort of Black History Month in America. Yolanda's African American, so hopefully she had a good African American History Month, and hopefully she'll have a good Black History Month, and hopefully a good March as well. So I'd love to react to your videos as well, Yolanda, and maybe you could react to some of mine as well. I know you gave me some tips, which I hope to implement as well, like doing short videos and things like that. But yeah, hopefully I can make decisions and like prioritize and things like that, and look at how I can improve, and think about things I can improve, and again get motivated. Like as I say, like there's little things I like to, like change my bed and stuff like that, so it's symbolic for a new month. Obviously, like hygiene and things like that are really important, so I hope to do that kind of thing. And you are welcome, Yolanda. Sorry, I'll do these list videos, so it's difficult to sort of answer to live chat. Maybe one day I'll do a Q&A where if people let me know. On that note, actually, if you let me know when it is the best day to do a Q&A, because I don't want to do a Q&A and like no one show up to it, so like I'm just talking to myself again, but or whatever. But if you let me know when it's best to do a Q&A, I'll do one of those instead of these list videos, so it's something a bit different, and like I can answer to people in the Q&A. But if people let me know when the best day is to do that, it'll be pretty cool. But yeah, so obviously I can answer the questions live and that kind of thing. Number 23, I'd love to do lots of fundraising. As I asked in the live chat, I'd love to find out ways like I could do sponsored walks. Like what are some good causes to fundraise for? What do you think are some worthy causes, whether that's like tackling cancer or other illnesses and diseases and things like that, or helping the homeless, or whatnot. If you have any tips on that and how I can get involved in like fundraising, I'd walk quite a lot, so doing sponsored walks would probably be quite fitting. I suppose it would be quite fitting for me to do, because it's something I do quite a lot, and I'd love to read any tips and ideas and suggestions on how I could do like fundraising. And on that note, if you do support my channel, I have to mention this. I know, sorry for the plug, but if you do support my channel, I can, if I monetize it, I can donate to some good cause. And if people like, maybe sometimes in the future I could do like opinion polls on what are some good causes and charities that people can let me know. I can get involved in, and also interviewing people, maybe like Yolanda herself, so that like we can interview people about our experiences or things like that. Even things like Black empowerment. And empowerment of disabled and other disadvantaged groups. So I'd love to do those sorts of interviews and stuff like that, sometimes one-to-one interviews and sometimes on Zoom. Number 24, as I say, each day I normally have a certain theme that I like to work on. So I'm thinking that, again, a lot of time I try and take on too much, but I'm hoping to find a way to sort of, as they prioritize, as they say, there's only 24 hours in a day. So I'm hoping to find ways to better organize my plans and my time, and like as they prioritize and decide what videos are more important to me, most important, and like also with my writing or other things like that, if I can try and get myself motivated. I suppose one of the things that gets me demotivated with my writing is I wonder if I'm ever going to get to keep those things and share them in the way I wish to do so. So like if people move them without my permission, or even throw them away or give them away or whatever without my permission, it sort of demotivates me from writing. Because if I write something or type something and I don't think it's going to be there afterwards, I sort of struggle to motivate myself to get my thoughts onto paper. So again, if you have any tips on that, that would be pretty cool. Number 25, I'd love to support republics. It's something I normally like to do because I generally support republics. Number 26, also anti-imperialism. I'd love to work on anti-imperial ideas. Number 27, I think in January, actually, I first thought of this year, which is like a list of my top legends. So I thought, for those who might be interested, obviously not everyone's going to be interested in this, I'm sure, but if I can get at least a few people, like they say, life is a numbers game, I suppose, in many ways. I was thinking of having different categories of who are legends to me. I was thinking initially of like just a general list of legends, but then I thought like it could be legends of whoever helps Italian football the most, legends of whoever helps Celtic, libertarianism, supporting people from former colonies, or anti-imperialism, or all sorts of different categories, tackling poverty, alleviating suffering, spreading joy, spreading happiness, giving to charity, fundraising, and all sorts of things like that. I was thinking about like having different legendary lists. I'm not sure when I'd get around to doing so, but I was thinking like on the 27th, because it's a number I think of like rewards. So I was thinking like a list, my usual 40-point list videos, which I often do, or generally do most of the time, in 4 parts, so I can break them up. And I was thinking of having a list of like the top 40 legends, again broken up into 4 different list videos. And then I also thought further to that, there could be like different categories. So there could be legends of whoever helps me with my goal for benefiting Italian football, that sort of cause, or my 5 causes generally, that so each one, and different things like that. So I thought maybe there could be like 40 categories, although that would take a heck of a long time. But if and when I would get around to doing those sorts of legendary things, and I thought also, as I'm unfortunately 41 now, I'm going to be 42 this year, unfortunately, if I make it that far. I was thinking of the 41st could be a bonus, which would be the GOAT, which stands for those who don't know, the greatest of all time. So that could be whoever I think supports my writing the most, or again, there could be different categories like my writing, YouTubing, typing, or general plans or whatever, my 5 causes individually and that kind of thing. So, and again, there could be like maybe 40 different categories in the future for like legends. And again, I hope to do like 1, 2, or 4, 1, or share, or like for like, line for line, and things like that. So whichever individual, spiritual group, religious group, business, political party, or whatever helps me with my writing or whatever, for each line they help me to write, or even if they help me to make books online or things like that, an online library and things like that, I hope to return the favour by sharing a line of whatever they want me to share, of information they want me to share, and that kind of thing. Number 28, I hope to continue to try and make the world a better place, as I often say. Number 29, possibly some things about being mixed race and stuff like that. So I've talked before about all my dreams for the mixed race community and things like that, maybe, and also my dreams for Italian football and Celtic, as I say. As March the 17th is both Italy's Unification Day and St. Patrick's Day, I have to do things about Italian football and empowering people in Ireland, especially from diverse areas, and also Celtic, which has an Irish connection and that kind of thing. So in March, I hope to cover things like that, as well as like empowering disabled people, people of colour and whatnot. And this is another one. I know I always say this one, so I hope people out there forgive me. I know I probably shouldn't say this, but believe it or not, possibly part of my naivety. Number 30, as they say, 30 and dirty, my dirtier ideas or confessions. Believe it or not, as soft and gentle as I am, which I am, I dream to be like a porn star, male escort and stuff like that. And I wonder if that's why God doesn't support my plans or paperwork or stuff like that. Like some of them are confessional writings and stuff like that. So maybe that's why he doesn't support them. Sometimes I wonder why he wouldn't support them, especially considering I offered to like share things back in return. And I wonder if that's like a punishment. And sometimes I feel like God hating me and stuff like that. So I hope he'll prove me wrong somehow, but I sort of have my doubts. But anyway, I thought I'd throw that confession out there. I know this video's gone on to 13 minutes now, which I feel is a bit unlucky, but I'd love to know what you think as ever. I hope you won't be too harsh, as I say, but please feel free to post whatever you want in the comments. As always, if you wish to do so, always give that platform. And you think I give too much info away, I know I try and be as honest as possible in these videos, but yeah, what do you think of some ways I can promote my work, my writing, my works, my YouTube videos and things like that? I'd love to know. And do you think I'm being too honest sometimes? Or anything else you want to comment in the comment section. And thanks for Yolanda for getting involved in the comments, in the live chat. Yeah, I can't think of much else. I often think I've probably forgotten something, but if I have, I'll probably cover it in part 4. It'd be quite ironic if I forgot something in point number 21. But anyway, again, if you know any ways I can help to, any tips you have, to help me to remember things and to get things done and whatnot, I'd love to read them, answer or hear them. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, Mike. I'm out. Peace and love.